Tension filled the exam hall as the children took their seats promptly at 8 a.m. on Wednesday morning. The faint scent of ammonia hung in the air, keeping the students on edge and focused. "Excuse me, teacher, could you come here?" Kayla raised her hand, unable to ignore the scrutiny of the test paper in front of her. Kayla Michaels, a 10-year-old with a keen eye for detail, faced the pressure of the annual FSA exam, which could significantly impact her and her fourth-grade peers' academic progress. As students nervously thumbed through their test booklets in the tense atmosphere of the exam hall, Kayla, raised in Ferndale, Florida, by her parents, stood among them. Known for her sharp mind and strong will, she attended the local elementary school, where the dread of the SSA test was palpable every year. This year was no exception, with both teachers and students feeling the weight of expectations, filling the exam hall with hushed tension as Kayla and her classmates prepared to tackle the challenging assessment. When Kayla received the test booklets, she noticed a typo in the instructions. It was unbelievable to her that there was an error in the English test that they printed. A mistake like this on such an important test is inexcusable. Kayla raised her hand to correct the typo, feeling responsible for her fellow classmates. The quiet hall was filled with a nervous cough. Her voice wavered with nervousness as she said, "Excuse me, ma'am, but the instructions said carefully instead of carefully." Taking a glance at the instructions, the teacher frowned. The mistake was indeed hers, she acknowledged. Putting the first page on the table, Mrs. Watkins scanned it. "Nevertheless, the test has been thoroughly reviewed, and we assure you that there are no errors in the questions. Please proceed with the exam as scheduled." Kayla stared at her in confusion as other children noticed the typo and began to side with Kayla. A murmur of agreement spread through the room. In exasperation, Kayla huffed as tensions escalated. Whispers and anxious glances erupted in the once orderly exam hall. Her question was beginning to make sense to all the other children. Within minutes, murmurs spread like wildfire throughout the room as the other children listened intently. "Yes, she is right," one child said. "What were the marks of whomever set the test?" another child asked. As a result, the students began to doubt the validity of the test. How could they perform at their best if they were given instructions that contained errors? Students were now restless and adamant, and the teacher tried to restore order. Soon, it was like a dam had burst when someone shouted, "We demand a fair test." The chorus of voices grew louder, and Kayla's uprising inadvertently gained momentum. Watkins had the ability to control her students. In a panic, the school administrators were summoned to handle the situation. Children were warned that severe consequences would result if they did not obey the rules. Nevertheless, the students were united and wouldn't back down. If the school wants its students to learn properly, it shouldn't make mistakes. Kayla's words ignited a spark among her peers, and her words filled the room with an air of injustice. She was unanimously supported by them. She didn't realize what she was uncovering was a much bigger problem. With the students rallying behind Kayla's cause, the exam hall was a sea of unrest. Would the children be able to write their exams peacefully? A few tears welled up in Kayla's eyes as she contemplated her options. Alternatively, she could have surrendered and accepted defeat. The chance of a fair test would be lost if she gave in. She made her first independent decision in her young life. While her voice quivered, Kayla addressed her classmates, summoning the courage to wipe away her tears. She said, "We can make a difference." They stared at her, their mouths dropped open. "We can stand up for what is right, no matter how difficult it may be," she spoke. The scene was like something out of a movie. Despite Kayla's peer support, the teachers weren't impressed. The exam had been stopped by her. This uprising, however, did not please the teacher. Students who failed to comply with the test rules were sternly warned and threatened with serious consequences. The students were not backing down, however, as a spirit of rebellion had taken root. Despite the ticking clock, the children remained unyielding in their resolve. During the exam, they continued to play. The parents of some of the children had already been contacted, and some of them were already on their way. As a result, the school administrators canceled the exam. In the entire school district, shockwaves were sent as a result of the uproar that had grown too significant to ignore. As word spread about the cancellation of the exam, local media debated the importance of fairness in education. The story was covered by all media outlets. TV news vans were parked outside the school. Parents enraged by the situation were giving statements to reporters. At 7 p.m., the news highlighted the story. It was Kayla's only option to leave. Despite being proud of herself for speaking up, Kayla was concerned about the repercussions outside the hall as the test was being administered. Other children kept questioning its fairness and the authority behind it. If the teachers were to decide, what would they do? Upon learning of Kayla's behavior, her parents, Michelle and Lee, felt a mixture of pride and worry. They discussed their plan while rushing to get their child. Kayla's future, however, overshadowed all else, and they decided to file a lawsuit. They didn't realize how big this was. Kayla took the stand in a thrilling courtroom drama, nerves and determination blending together. She expressed her conviction that the FSA testing must be questioned today with remarkable clarity. She explained her reasoning to the judge. Everyone in attendance found her argument compelling. Education was rocked by the verdict. Defamation of character charges were settled for Kayla and her family. Robert Domingo, the governor of Florida, heard about Kayla's victory shortly after. After he realized that the FSA testing system was flawed, he decided to change it with immediate effect. Governor Domingo signed a bill eliminating the annual FSA testing for Florida students. Rather than relying solely on high-stakes exams, a progress monitoring system was implemented, which helped assess students' growth and development over time. Is this response aligned with the needs of the school system, her peers, and educators statewide? Her peers and educators alike admire her courage and view her as a beacon of change. Thanks to her bold actions, the education system has shifted to prioritize fairness and student well-being. Though unintentional, Kayla's bravery sparked a broader movement, inspiring students across the state to advocate for similar reforms in their own examination systems. Throughout her life, Kayla has exemplified brilliance and compassion, always standing up for her convictions. Her parents take great pride in her intelligence and her commitment to making the world a better place. With her significant contributions to education policy, Kayla's name has become synonymous with positive transformation. This event has left an indelible mark on American education, leading Florida to abolish mandatory FSA testing following an uprising prompted by a test paper typo. As a result of Kayla's efforts, both her teachers and peers have undergone positive change. Kayla Michaels, a 10-year-old girl with unwavering determination, was the catalyst for this remarkable shift. Indeed, dynamite can be found in small packages. What do you think of Kayla's action? Let us know in the comments section. I hope you like it. Please give it a thumbs up and share it with your loved ones. Also press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.